I got my new Spec Billet steel flywheel. I think this one's gonna work a lot better. It didn't have the insert like I thought it was gonna have, because their website does show it has an insert. But this will be good, because now those little where the screws are for the thing, it's just less surface area for the clutch to grab. So this is pretty good, and hopefully I don't have the problem of you know, the gear wheel for the starter to come loose either with overheating. Suppose I overheated the other one, the aluminum one, and that's why this came off. But Spec was nice enough to sell me this at cost, so I didn't have to pay full retail for it, just for my troubles. So yeah, I think I would avoid aluminum flywheels from now on. This one is lighter than stock by a long shot, but it's definitely not as light as an aluminum one. But we're gonna install this and see how it goes. All right, we just finished securing the flywheel to the crank. Manual calls for between 54 and 64 foot-pounds of torques. I did it right around 60. Supposed to put a little bit of thread sealant on it to help it tighten up. These came with the dowel pins here for locating the clutch. They're not tight, which is fine. I think they should just prevent it from slipping. So the bolts that hold it, it came with some hex bolts, which I already have from the aluminum one, because this is a similar situation. And all right, we're gonna plug away. We're gonna install the clutch next and see how that goes. Like I said, I'm going to install the dual friction, but from Ram instead. Those are the ones with, let's see if I can grab it. That's this one, with the small Marcel springs. I mean, it is what it is. I don't really have too many choices. These are ceramic or sintered iron, which is not really iron. It's you know, it probably has brass, copper, and all the other weird minerals. This is supposed to have smooth engagement, but really be strong and hard, without destroying the pressure plate. And on this side, we have a heavy duty organic material, which has the weaves. It has like a metallic weave in it to keep it from exploding. It worked well with the other pressure plate that came with, but it did slip at high RPM. So I'm not taking chances, since I had to go back in there. And I already mentioned this heavy duty Luke pressure plate. Between these two, I hope not to have any clutch problems from here on, and hopefully do second gear burnouts without an issue. So yeah, let's get to that. We finally got the clutch in there. Yeah, I made my own Centerforce. These, as you tighten these started to move in, so I think we were gonna be okay. Well, it's one little trick after changing these clutches. I don't need the tool. What you do is you right here where these support springs are. I usually put my fingers in here and see where the flywheel sits, and then I gauge it all around. And I usually am pretty good at it. You can see that it's pretty much centered. And we'll see how that goes. Next is bringing the transmission in. That's you have 1 in 10 chances of getting it right, getting all these lined up immediately. If you don't, you gotta kind of pull it back or rotate from the output shaft somehow. The seal doesn't really give you a lot of room, but it hopefully goes in the first time. If you're having a hard time, put it in, and you just gotta have to spin this a little bit and try it again. And if that doesn't line up, then move it a little bit and try again. Eventually it'll go in. But I don't have a tranny jack. It's just me, my muscles, and my ego. And we're gonna get this done. Hey everyone. I'm beginning the process of the the wrapping of the long tube headers for the Super Coupe. And so I picked up this high temp silicone coating. I'm gonna spray this first. There is a process. It's gotta be baked to 400 degrees to cure. With the titanium wrap that I need to use, this is really not needed, but because I have a few areas where they're scratched up from use and over the years, I want to try to protect those before wrapping it, because I believe those are going to be the areas where if there is any corrosion and moisture, it'll begin to accelerate. So I hung these up. I got some cloth down and about to spray. Don't do this at home, kids. I got my nifty grill. I was told I could not do this in the kitchen oven, but I'm gonna cure it somewhere here. Don't know how I'm gonna do this, but I just need to warm it up a little bit so it cures. I'll figure that out later. So yeah, let's start spraying. This is black, so I'm not too thrilled about it. I couldn't find the silver one that you can find. There's 3 colors: white, silver, and this one. And I don't know if it's actually coating, so I'm gonna just do slowly. Hopefully I don't get any overspray over my car. Try to do this as carefully as possible. And I'm only doing this. These are already hot jet coated. It's really not necessary, but because these are used and there are some exposed metal areas, that's really where I wanted to do this, just for a little added extra protection. They will turn black, but it is what it is. I'm gonna wrap it, and then once I wrap with the titanium DEI wrap, then I want to go back and shoot it with this to seal it. Again, that's a process. They've recommended to coat it 3 times, each time curing it at 400 degrees. I don't have a big enough oven, to be honest with you. These are quite large, so the only thing that I have close enough to heat source is my outdoor grill to at least attempt to get this to work. Continue spraying. I know this is just a light coat. I just don't want any runs. I'll keep going past where you guys are watching to focus on where I need to go. I didn't take out the O2 sensors. Probably gonna get a little bit of overspray, but that's okay. It'll just protect it a little bit better, and it should be fine. All right, so I don't bore you. Let me do this for a little while, and you'll fast forward to the next step. Thanks. Well, something good is cooking. The best I could do with the space given on how to bake this thing to 400 degrees. I'm sure it's not gonna get to 400 degrees, but hopefully it at least dries it up enough where it gets stuck on. Got the second one. It's really tough to spray tubes. If you leave it on one side, you think you've coated enough, and then you spin it the other way, and then obviously it didn't get enough. So I had to rotate it a couple of times and spray a few spots where it was still silver from the jet. Finally finished painting with the silicone, the high temp silicone paint. It's really tough to get everywhere because when you thought that you've coated one side, then the other side needs more coating, and you gotta try to hit every radius of the piping, and it was really tough. But so now we're cooking the Kooks. The pipes are made by Kooks. That's, yeah, not so funny. So we're cooking it in my grill, trying to get this to 400 degrees. I don't think it's getting there, but anything is better than nothing. Hopefully some of it adheres to the piping or the hot jet, the coating that was in there before. And then we will begin the wrap process. So I'm on my second header. I did the wrapping on the driver's side, the driver's side. I think I did a pretty good job. I tried to do it as carefully as possible. I didn't pre-measure. I just kind of started looping the entire roll. And I did a couple of them first. So I started from here to there, and then this one to there, and then the last one is from here and then does some crazy stuff over here, and then it continues. And then I think that's pretty good. I'm trying to avoid these pockets here, but I think it came out okay. Moving on to the passenger side, I got this one ready up to here. Right now it's held by a pin. It comes with these wire ties, or I don't know what you call those, retainers, and it goes around here, and it looks very pretty actually. And I almost don't want to coat these with the silicone coating, but I'm trying to avoid fires and anything that might spill on it during oil changes, etc. I don't want to have issues later in life. So I already had one engine fire. If you guys remember, at one of the shootouts, that wasn't header related. It was more the fuel line for the nitrous kit came off, had a small leak, and when it got activated, it spilled fuel everywhere and it caused an engine fire. Luckily, the whole thing didn't melt down. It was caught just in time and survived another day. So yeah, I'm trying to do as little overlap as possible. That way I don't retain too much heat. These are already hot jet coated, and I'm trying not to fatigue the metal. So trying to do as little overlap as possible, because if you overlap it too much, then it's almost like double insulation, which might be great for the engine bay, but not for the life of the headers. So I'm doing my best. And yeah, I think I'm gonna go for this one next, and then I'll like I did with this one, I'll start from a little bit from the collector and then go around here, loop all three pipes here, and then finish it off with one single wrap up to the flange up here. I didn't do the ends all the way to the ends here, because I know with time messing with these bolts, putting the wrenches here, I was gonna have a problem with it fraying or ripping, whatever. So I left this a little bit of room to allow me to work in the car with the wrenches and slide the bolts, and just so it doesn't tear or have any issues. Like I said, it's pretty titanium color, but that's not gonna last for long because I am gonna shoot it with some black silicone to prevent it from soaking things up, but also hopefully it keeps corrosion down by doing that. Yeah, so it is a process. I kept seeing videos from DEI actually, and they're saying to do one coat and then bake it to 400, and then do another coat and then bake it again, and then do another coat and bake it again. Basically do it 4 times. And once I do that, they're supposed to be pretty sealed. It's only because it's the titanium kind. I have some left over from one of the headers. I got the 50 roll, 250 rolls, and they also came with these. I got it as a kit. I thought I was gonna get the tool for to tie these. A little thing that kind of goes in here and then you turn it, that way it gets tighter, but it didn't come with it. So I'm a little disappointed that kit didn't come with it. Maybe they sell it separately, but looking good so far. We'll show you what the end result will be. So stay tuned. And we're cooking the Kooks again. This time wrapped. I think I did a pretty good job. This is the first coat of the of the high temperature silicone paint that they provide to supposedly make it seal other things like oil that might drip on it, and keep some of the moisture out as well. So it's baking.